Hi everyone, we are live. Okay, let's just put on our chat and comments mode. Awesome, awesome. I think we are good. Okie dokie. Just give me a sec, guys. All right, I hope everyone is doing well this morning. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining me from. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to join me for the Midlife Wellness Reset. I want to acknowledge you just for being here. By showing up today, you're already making a commitment for yourself. That's the most difficult thing. The first step has already been done. So you're basically committing to finding out how you can feel better, move better, regain your energy, and truly take charge of your wellness after 45. And if you know anyone who is in this same position right now, share this with them. This live session is designed to help you and your friends understand what really is happening in your body during midlife, why your old routines stop working, and how to create a gentle, sustainable wellness plan that supports you. No stress, no pressure, just real results. But before we dive in, I'd love for you to hit like, follow, and subscribe on my channels so you don't miss future sessions, wellness tips, and our supportive community updates. So let's get started. Let me just make sure we are live on the correct platforms. We are live right now on 3 platforms, okay? And it's looking like we are okay. So let's get started. Actually, just give me a sec, guys. Just a quick one because I just got a notification here. Let me just quickly make sure that we are okay. All right, let me just see here. It says live. Make sure. Whoops. Yep, that's it. We are live. Awesome. Okay, doke. So let's get started and let's make today the moment you guys choose you. Okay, because sometimes we forget about us. We forget that it's important to actually take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others as well. All right. Okay, cool. So before we start, I want to just set the tone. Today is not about perfection. It's not about scaring you. It's not about intense dieting or forcing yourself to do things that drain you. It's really about learning what's happening biologically, emotionally, and hormonally after 45 and shifting a more compassionate, gentle, and effective rhythm of wellness for you. I'll also share simple steps you can start today, plus how you can support each other, your friends and family, or how we can support each other through a gentle 6-week wellness challenge. Hey, kamusta, 10 Bears? Hi, 10 Bears. Thanks for joining us. Awesome. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to share why I felt called to host this webinar today. I've been a wellness practitioner since 2008. So for those of you that have been following me since the very beginning, you guys know that. I have helped countless women and men with their health, their well-being, their hormones, their weight through the years. And in both my practice, my journeys, my lectures, and as a trailing spouse, I've always believed this one truth. When we give our body the right tools, it knows how to heal, rebalance, and keep itself well, including maintaining a healthy weight. And for so many years, that philosophy guided my life and my work, my patients, my clients, my family. But I also want to be completely honest with you. Over the last few years, with big life transitions, extreme stresses, constant changes, and the emotional load of relocating again and again, I've slipped. As you can see in the photos that I'm sharing here, I'm being very honest. It's, you know, Women don't like showing themselves in a vulnerable state or in a vulnerable uh, photo, I would say. We always want to look perfect. But I'm sharing this one here because I want to show you guys what I have been through and why I have decided to host this webinar, because I'm not alone. You're not alone if you're in this position as well. I realized that through the years, or through the recent years, as you can see here, I have stopped following some of the very important guidelines that I used to teach others. And I'd like to remind myself of that and remind you guys of that as well as I go through this webinar. Like so many women in midlife, my body began responding to stress in ways I didn't expect. So today isn't just about teaching, it's about sharing my real journey, about what I've learned, what is right, what is, you know, what true health means, and how it really isn't complicated. We love complicating things. I like things simple. So I would like to share with you what I've struggled with, what I'm doing now to return myself to balance, and what we can do together. So this is why I'm inviting you to join me on this midlife wellness reset. And that's what I'm calling it, because it really is a reset at midlife, and not from a place of perfection. I want this to be from a place of experience, compassion, and a desire for us to rise together. Okay, because it's more fun to do things together with people who actually feel the same way or are in the same boat, and it's always fun to actually do things with others, right? So that's what I'm wanting to do with this webinar. That's my goal. So before we go deeper, I want to share a little more about my background for those of you, especially that don't know me, because everything I'm teaching today comes from nearly 2 decades of real experience, helping women transform their health. I've empowered women in health and longevity since 2008. I'm a wellness practitioner, a naturopath, a herbalist, a functional nutritionist, anti-aging practitioner, iridologist, and over the years, I've also become a wellness coach, lecturer, global speaker, and a serial entrepreneur. I've worked with people from all walks of life, different cultures, different countries, different age groups, and from busy mothers to the corporate executives to trailing spouses living across different continents. My career has taken me through clinics, workshops, retreats, international stages, and one on one care. And in every space, one thing has remained constant: women want to feel strong, women want to feel balanced, confident in their body, and in control of their well being, no matter their age. That belief is the foundation of everything I teach. I've seen thousands of clients struggle with fatigue, stress, hormonal shifts, inflammation, digestive issues, weight changes, and emotional overwhelm, especially as they enter their 40s and 50s. And I've helped countless women regain their energy, balance their hormones, reset their metabolisms, and reconnect their confidence, right? Reconnect with themselves, who they are truly, right? I believe that every woman deserves to thrive, not just survive, and do all this through midlife and later on in life. And I also know that transformation doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. With the right tools, the right understanding, the right support, your body can return to balance faster than you think. This is why I'm here today. Not just to educate, but to guide you through simple, sustainable wellness practices that honor your body exactly where it is. And more importantly, it's to remind you that you are not alone in this journey. We're doing this together, because we've all forgotten how it is to go back to our original state or to our best self. And our best self is always the best place to be in, right? Okay. So let's talk about what's happening. After 45, weight gain can feel sudden, but there are real biological reasons behind it. It doesn't just automatically shift at that age. And it also doesn't happen at 45 for everyone. Okay. With some, it happens at 40. With others, it doesn't happen till they're in their 50s or they're 55 and over. So, first, hormones shift dramatically. Estrogen, progesterone, and even testosterone start declining. These hormones influence everything from mood, sleep, metabolism, and how we store fat, especially belly fat. It's belly fat. I would always tell my husband. And so we need to understand that it's not just our habits, it's also biology. Our biology changes. Okay. Second, our metabolism naturally slows down. This is normal. But when we combine stress, inconsistent movement, a busy lifestyle, this slowdown becomes much more noticeable. A slower metabolism means that the body isn't burning as efficiently as it used to. When we were younger, no matter what we did, our body would just burn fat. Our metabolism would be so fast that if we were to add exercise, we would just get so thin, right? Well, that was my experience. But it changes with our biology. And that's one of the things that we'll be discussing today. Third, muscle mass declines faster. Starting around 40, we lose muscle every year if we're not actively rebuilding it. That's why rebuilding it is really, really important. And because muscle is what keeps our metabolism lively, the less muscle we have, the easier it is for us to gain weight. Remember that fat converts to muscle and muscle converts to fat. Fourth, our stress response becomes more sensitive. Cortisol spikes more easily, and high cortisol doesn't just make you feel stressed. It triggers inflammation, it triggers cravings, and fat storage as a protective response. Finally, sleep and recovery become even more important. Many women think that as they age, it's okay to sleep less. And a lot of women actually tell me, oh, I'm older now, so I don't really need as much sleep, or I can't really sleep enough. What you have to realize is that we need more sleep now. A lot of women struggle with sleep in midlife, but we need more sleep. Every night of poor sleep increases appetite hormones. Okay? I think that's one really, really important information to have to encourage you to sleep longer. Also, poor sleep slows metabolism. It elevates cortisol further. I used to say in my lectures that sleeping 8 hours a day at the right time, okay, not sleeping at like 1 o'clock and then waking up at 8 or 9 a.m., but sleeping at the right time, like let's say at the latest 10 p.m. When you sleep at the right time and for the right amount of time, you actually lose weight simply by sleeping because your metabolism is boosted, because your body heals itself, okay? Because the appetite hormones are not increased. So when you understand all that, it helps us stop blaming ourselves. Instead, it helps us understand how we can work with our body. Because really, it's your body that's changing faster than you expected. It's not your fault. It's not what you're doing. Because what you may have been doing before that wasn't affecting your weight or your metabolism now is affecting it. Okay? It's simply biology. So asking the right questions, understanding the right information for where you're at right now in life is really important so that the information actually helps you. So let's keep going. Okay. One of the biggest frustrations women tell me is I used to do the same workouts and lose weight, but now nothing works. Or in my case, I used to do this little amount of workout and that was enough back then. Now it isn't. Or back then in my 20s, if I just spent a month or even a few weeks doing a workout, that just gets me back on track. But it's not the same now. Okay. And there's a scientific reason for this. High intensity workout spikes cortisol. When we were younger, our body tolerated this really well. So, a week or sorry, not a week, but 4 weeks in the gym doing high intensity gave us the body that we really wanted. Or even if we just spent a short amount of time, let's just say 2 weeks of high intensity just to get ourselves back on track, just to lose that extra weight so we can fit into those clothes. That worked back then. But in midlife, this actually elevates cortisol and leads to inflammation, leads to cravings, leads to, unfortunately, fat storage despite the workout. So remember, fat storage means belly fat. So pushing harder actually pushes the body into survival mode. Okay? Really important thing to remember. Next, overstressed bodies hold on to fat. If you're juggling work, family responsibilities, emotional load, and hormonal shifts, your body is already under pressure. Intense exercise becomes another stressor, not a solution. Recovery also takes longer now. As hormones shift, collagen decreases and muscle elasticity changes. Okay, let me say that again. As your hormones shift, collagen decreases and muscle elasticity changes. The body needs more time to bounce back. Overtraining leads to fatigue, injury, and discouragement. Injury risks itself, sorry, injury risks increases in midlife. Okay? You don't even have to do much to get injured in midlife because our bones tend to be a little bit more frail, our body's a little bit more frail, joints aren't as cushioned as they were when we were younger, muscle fibers don't repair as quickly. And you know what? High impact routines can trigger strain. So that's why low impact consistency works better at this age. Activities like walking, swimming, dancing, Pilates, or strength training, with strength training, not necessarily weightlifting, okay, but strength training using your own strength with bands. All these actually help balance hormones. All these help reduce inflammation, regulate metabolism, and support mental well-being. It's not about pushing harder. It's really about moving smarter. It's also about doing something that excites you, makes you happy rather than stresses you. Okay? So that's really the key. So this is where the magic happens. Gentle, joyful daily movement. Okay? I love that. Gentle, joyful daily movement. Things like walking or swimming aren't just exercises, they're stress reducers. They regulate cortisol, improve circulation, and calm the nervous system. These movements tell your body, look, it's okay, you're safe, which is really essential for weight loss in midlife. You don't want the message to be, this is so stressful, you got to be careful, you're going to hurt yourself, oh my gosh. You don't want to put your body in a panic state. You don't want to be in a stressed state. Skipping rope or hula hooping adds a fun, playful element. If this is something that you like doing, remember, it's not about just listing the things that I give you. It's about actually looking for movement that will help your circulation, but actually excites you. Okay, we want stuff that can help elevate our heart rate gently, strengthen our core, and bring movement back into our routines so that it feels like, a light-hearted exercise routine rather than a forced exercise routine. Okay, dancing is one of my favorites. It boosts endorphins, it improves cognitive health, enhances balance, and brings joy. If you enjoy your movement, you'll stay consistent. If you don't, you're not going to be consistent at all. And consistency truly, truly is the key. Doing movement that you love consistently is the key. If you dread it, you'll quit. If you enjoy it, you'll commit, right? Remember, your body responds best to movement that feels safe, sustainable, and enjoyable. Okay, so what does science say? Let's look at what countless studies show. Consistency always beats intensity. 30 minutes of gentle movement a day is more effective long-term than sporadic intense workout. A lot of studies actually support this. So why do we need to do 1 hour, 2 hour workouts? I think the real important thing to also look at is, what are you starting with? Have you been consistently working out? Have you already been walking 30 minutes a day? If you have been doing 30-minute walks daily and you're finding that you're still overweight, then perhaps changing your exercise will help. Because if you're so used to something, then it actually defeats the purpose. The movement, the exercise is meant to exercise different body parts. If you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, after a certain amount of time, it actually stops working. And studies also show that if you've not been working out at all and then you go on to 30-minute gentle movement daily, it gives you amazing results because it now triggers your body to say, hey, let's get up, let's get moving, let's get rid of the fat. Okay? High cortisol prevents fat loss. Stress, lack of sleep, remember, and over-exercising lead to hormonal imbalance and inflammation. So this means you now will have a more difficult time losing weight. Low impact movement improves metabolism by regulating blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and supporting hormonal balance. How amazing is that? You don't need to be doing or lifting huge amounts of weight. You don't need to be pushing those like heavy wheels if you haven't done any workouts before. If you haven't done any workouts before, that your goal is to actually get your metabolism started, to boost your metabolism, then start slow. Start low impact. Start with something that you love. Start with something that increases circulation, boosts your circulation without it being too stressful for you or your body. Remember, small daily habits accumulate. The most meaningful change comes from sustainable routines, not drastic diets or punishing workouts. Again, the most meaningful change comes from sustainable routines, not drastic diets or punishing workouts. The mind-body connection is really important as well. Happiness, emotional balance, and stress reduction influence metabolism. Digestion and craving are also affected by this. More often than not, people don't realize that when they are stressed, when they are overwhelmed, they actually crave more bad stuff. When you're happy, when what you do gives you joy, your job, your relationships, your exercise, you actually start controlling the amount of cortisol in your body, and it actually helps you influence your metabolism, your digestion, and your weight loss. So if you've ever felt discouraged before, you tried everything, the real issue may not be the effort, it may just be the strategy. Have you ever thought of it that way? I'd love to hear what you guys think of all this. Do leave your comments. Okay. I just saw a comment that did not come in here. Okay. So, guys, if I don't see your comments here and I don't put it up or I don't mention it, please don't stress. Again, this is not about stressing. This is about us actually having joy, having a solution now that finally we've realized is easy and simple. And I will comment back and I will respond to your comments at the end of this as I go through the different platforms. Okay. All right, cool. So this is where we bring everything together. Your simple, sustainable daily 30-minute plan. All you need to do is first choose a movement you enjoy and commit to it for 30 minutes. It could be walking, swimming, dancing, Pilates, light strength training, anything that feels good in your body. Remember, consistency is the most important piece, but you also don't have to do the same thing every day. Like you don't have to swim every day, you don't have to walk every day. So I'm combining literally what I've mentioned earlier, where I'm doing swimming. So I did 30 minutes of swimming yesterday. I'm doing the 30 minutes of hula hooping today. It'll be 30 minutes swimming again tomorrow. It'll be 30 minutes walking the day after. So you can interchange all these. The idea is it has to be fun, not stressful, but it has to be consistent. It has to be a consistent amount of exercise every day. Now, some people say, okay, look, the only way I can make this happen consistently is to do 30 minutes every other day, and that's fine. But what I would actually like to suggest is if you can't do 30 minutes every day and suggest a 30 minutes every other day, what about doing 30 minutes every other day and on the odd days, do a 10-minute workout? Surely you can find a 10-minute workout schedule, right? It doesn't have to be difficult. It just has to be consistent. Remember the exercise that we used to do as kids, do some jumping jacks or do sit-ups, do whatever amount of sit-ups. I remember when we were younger, we would always challenge each other and we would do between 25 to 50 sit-ups a day. So see if you can do that. See if you can get yourself to build that up again. Again, the idea is to keep moving every day. Give yourself a movement that you do every day. Okay? All right. Second, hydrate. Hydrate well and nourish your body. Keep meals simple and clean. Drink ionized water, filtered water. Do not drink that. Focus on whole foods, balanced plates, and meals that reduce inflammation. What you put in your body will either support your hormones or disrupt them. So plan well. Look at what you're eating. And I always say, choose the simplest meals. The more elaborate the meals, the more sauces you have there, the more additives you have there, the more unhealthy the meal is. The simpler the meal, the better for you. Okay? So it makes actually meal preparations easier. Third, focus on joy and stress reduction. This is not just about weight, it's about healing your body from the inside out. Stress makes you gain weight. Stress increases cortisol. Happiness helps you lose weight. Your mindset is just as important as your meal plan and your movement routine. So guard your emotions, guard your heart, guard your mind. Okay? Have a supportive community that will always lift you up, because that is truly, truly important. If you have a community or a group of friends that actually will just put you down if they find out that you're doing something like this, you don't have to block them if you don't want to. You just don't need to tell them what you're doing, right? Let's make this simple. Let's not stress ourselves. Let's not try and figure out, okay, how am I going to tell people that this is what I'm trying to do so that they're actually supportive? If you don't think they're going to be supportive, then just remove that stress from your mind and just don't say it. We have a community that's supportive. So I am offering my community. I'm offering myself to you. Let's be partners in this. Let's do this together. Remember that photo? My gosh, I need to actually make this work. So Again, let's do this together. This journey is so much easier when we support each other. This challenge is not about pressure or perfection, it's about connection. Reach out to trusted people, share how you're feeling, stay connected. Join our Facebook community. We check in, cheer each other up, and cheer each other on, and stay accountable in a gentle way. You know, ask for help when you need it. If you fall behind, we simply help you get back on track. We support you. Let's exchange ideas. If there are ideas that we mentioned that's difficult, then just say so. And then we can try and figure out, okay, what will work better for you and for the situation that you're in. I remember when I used to do like detox programs, some people would say, oh, I can't do this because I'm going to be traveling. Well, if you're traveling, there is a way to actually make it work, right? No matter where you go, there are ways to make these simple changes happen. It really is up to you. If you're happy with how your body is, then you don't need to do any of these. If you want to make changes, if you believe in longevity, in optimal health, then let's do this together, because there is no excuse anymore. This isn't a program that requires you to be in the gym for an hour every day. This does not require you to have certain tools and gadgets to actually do this program. It is all about creating the time, creating or finding the enjoyable movement that you're gonna be including into your routine, keeping yourself happy, and working together as a community and doing this together. What do you think? What do you say? are you are you all in? Are you wanting to do something like this? Really, it's important to be kind to yourself. It's important to know what it is that your heart truly wants you to do. And if this is what you want to do, then join me. Let's stay connected. Scan the QR codes here. If you want to join this, put a comment in the chat or send me a private message. If you don't want your comments seen by anyone, then just share, just DM me. Send me a private message. Remember, it isn't about us following what other people think is the best way, right? It is about us finding what the best way is for ourselves. I've learned through the years, through helping others, that losing weight or creating balance in our body doesn't have to be difficult. I always tell my clients and my patients that we make it more complicated. We make it more difficult. We think that to have a healthy lifestyle, to have the body that we want, the mindset that we want, we actually have to do X amount of stuff, get all the supplements, get all these herbs, make life complicated. No, it isn't. It really is simple. And yes, there are additional tools that you can add to actually boost your health and well-being, boost your weight loss. But to get your weight loss started, to get your goals, can be as simple as just what I've shared here. Finding a 30-minute enjoyable routine that you can add into your program, into your daily programs, okay? Eat and drink healthy, simply, and stay happy. Be happy. Okay? Okay, so Nita, that question does not apply to what we're doing right now. But okay, October Dash promo, we are in November now. Yes, the October Dash promo still works. That is our business promo for our online business. So people that are still interested in that can do that. That's awesome. Thank you. But this is really about health and well-being. This is about choosing what our future will be. The 6-week program, if you join me, actually starts straight away. So let me know if you're interested, and we just, help you, support you. We go into a discussion with you of what you need to do, what works, what doesn't work. And it really is just following our posts, because we will be posting things that are helpful in this 6 weeks of actually creating a wellness program for us in midlife. But this 6 weeks ends before the year ends, which means we are welcoming 2026 with a healthier, happier disposition and body. That's the goal. Okay. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And let us go see if we can go back to the first. Yes, there we go. So, again, thank you for joining me in the Midlife Wellness Reset. If you're wanting to do a reset, if you are in the middle of your life, if you are in your 40s or your 50s, if you're starting to see that it's now difficult to lose weight, if your weight gain is happening, even if you don't try to gain weight, then you need to stop and you need to actually try this out. Again, we're not talking about anything difficult. It is very simple, enjoyable exercises that you do 30 minutes every day, eating a clean diet, and having happy thoughts and connecting so that you're always supported by someone. Okay, so let me know if you're interested, and just say midlife on the comments and we'll connect with you. Again, just type midlife in your comment and we'll connect with you. Have a great, great evening, everyone. And I hope that was helpful. Bye.